Hi, my name is Brittany Holland and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing how to do a half cut crease. If this is something you would like to learn, then stay tuned. So we are going to get started with priming our eyes with Soft Ochre by MAC. I'm just going to be taking a brush that looks like this, grabbing some product. We're just going to go ahead and put this all over the lid. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this lightest shade here so that the other colors has something to glide onto. Next, I'm gonna be going in with this kind of a light brown. And I'm just going to take this in the crease area and above, and this will be our transition color. When transitioning your shadows, you definitely want to start out with a lighter color and then work your way to the darkest. And I'm just going to take this closer to my eyebrow as well. And then we're going to be going in with the darkest brown color in this palette. And taking that a little bit tighter into the crease. Bringing it out just a tad and in where the inner part of the brow is. I'm going to go back in with that lighter shade and just blend this out. Next, I'm super happy about this. Ugh, look at that. Look, or not. So just look at all of those beautiful colors. I'm so excited about this palette. It was a gift, and yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you which color we're gonna be using today. We're gonna be mostly using this shade that is called Warning. We're gonna be using Alcemy, and we are going to be using a tad bit of Gossip as well. I'm going to be taking Warning, just getting a tad bit on actually the brush that it comes with. It's a little bit more of a fluffier brush. And then kind of bring it into the crease area like we did with that darker brown. And now I'm going to kind of bring it down to the outer part of my eyelid. And just build up the pigment little by little. I am kind of bringing it into the corner of my eye as well, but still keeping my distance. Always go back and with a clean brush or the brush you used before with the lightest colors and just buff it out. Going in with a tad bit of that Alcemy. And just bring it tighter into the crease. Gonna build up that pigment. And then with the, so it's a double-sided brush. With the side that's a bit smaller and more compact, we're going to be going in with Gossip. And I grabbed a little bit too much. You can either tap it off or you can run it across your knuckles. And so now we're going to be really tightly putting that into the crease area and bringing it down. In with a tad bit more of Alcemy. So now for the cut crease part of it, we are going to be using the same primer that we used before, or you can use a concealer. I'm going to be using a slightly smaller brush than we used to apply it in the first place, just so we can get a bit more precision that way. So I'm going to be applying it where it's a lot lighter. I'll get a little bit closer so you can see. And we're just gonna create that shape there. I do go a tiny bit above my crease, just so it's a bit more visible, and it appears that I have bigger eyes. So now the shadow that we're gonna be putting on our cut crease is going to be, it's Bump. So it's gonna be this super white shadow. We're also going to be mixing that with Soft and Gentle. So this is a blush by MAC. Oh, it is my favorite. I use this on my wedding day, and I recommend it for anyone who wants a beautiful glow. So I took a little bit of that Bump and I'm just mixing it on the side here into that Soft and Gentle. And then we'll go ahead and apply this. You do want a generous amount of shadow on this part of it so that it really sinks into that primer. I'm going to build this up a little bit more by doing the exact same thing. Now we're going to go back in with the Alcemy and just blend this cut crease a tad bit, just so we have more of a contrast there. We're going to go back in with the two transition colors that we used before, and we're just going to blend this together right here. So I'm just going right where the two meet, where the lightest and that kind of pinky shade meets. And I'm just kind of blending that together. I go in with that copper color that is called Warning. Just to make this a little bit brighter, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Shroom by MAC. I'm just going over all of that again. I'm going to go in with Crystal Avalanche, also by MAC. And I'm mostly going to bring this closer to the lash line where the most pigment is, and then kind of bring it up. For the lower lash line, we're going to be using a more straight across brush and using the very first transition color and just dragging it along, keeping it closer to the lash line. Next, we're going to go in with that second darkest transition color. Keep it mostly on the outer portion of the eye and bring it kind of towards the middle. I'm also kind of going to drag this down just so it's more visible. And with that copper color, Warning, bring it across the entire part of it. Again, just kind of dragging it down. That Alcemy plummy color. And mostly keeping it on the outer portion of the eye. So next we're going to be doing the cat eye effect, and I'm using a black gel liner from Palladio. I'm keeping it super tight at the lash line. Don't want to bring it in too far. Notice how my brush changes direction according to the direction that I go with it. I'm just going to sketch out this wing. It's not going to be super precise at first, but that's okay because we're going to go back in with some liquid liner to tighten it up. So now we're just going to be using a liquid liner, any one of your choice. I'm going to kind of go over that gel liner. So now I'm just going to be taking my favorite mascara. This is the Rocket by Maybelline. And I'm just going to put just a tad bit on the top lashes, just so it blends more with the false lashes that we're going to be putting on top. And coating the bottom as well. So we're just going to pop on the other pair of lashes, and these are the ones that I'm using. They're kind of more wispy. So I'm just going to be putting a thin line of, I'm using the Duo Glue, and it's kind of more of a dark gray color, but it dries on black. So that was a little bit too much, but I'm just going to take the remainder. Seriously, remainder. So now I'm just going to take the remainder and just drag it across. You don't want too much lash glue on your lashes. Just, it takes forever to dry and it can get way messy. I like to use a pair of tweezers to apply them. I know loads of people who like to just apply them with their fingers. I cannot. First of all, I have talons, but second of all, I can't when I don't have talons because I guess I'm just not that skilled. So using tweezers just helps to apply them a lot easier and precisely. It's best if you apply them right in the middle at first, and then go ahead and go back in and put the edges on. And while the glue is still tacky, I just kind of drag them down so they're a bit closer to my lash line. So while those are drying, I'm going to go ahead and do the inner corner highlight. I'm going to be using Shroom from MAC. Inner corner highlight, I'm going to be using Avalanche, Crystal Avalanche by MAC as well. So now that the lash glue has dried a bit more, I'm going to go ahead and take my tweezers and I'm just going to press my lashes against the false lashes, just so that they're closer together and you can't see the separation. So to finish off the look, I like to go ahead and use more of like a nude eyeliner right inside where my waterline is, just to, again, bring out my eyes and to make them appear that they are a bit bigger. So I'm just going to tilt this so it's avoiding those lashes that we just put mascara on. and I'm just running it along my waterline. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows and I will be right back. Okay, so I did my brows and my camera died, so sorry. I wish that I would have been able to film the whole video like this because I feel like this is way better lighting and you can kind of see what I'm doing better. But for the very last step of what we're going to do is going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And so I'm just going to, there's a hair. I'm just going to spray this all over my face, a generous amount. And whenever you do a setting spray, you want to make sure not to really move your face until it, for the most part, dries. Otherwise, while it's still wet and you make little creases in your face, it's going to basically set the creases that you make. So just make sure to let it dry before you really do anything. And I keep my eyes closed so that I don't get the creasing in my crease. And yeah, I hope that wasn't too awkward talking to you with my eyes closed and waving frantically, but yeah, so this completes the look. It's fairly simple. I feel like cut creases are very hard to kind of get down at first, but with a lot of practice it definitely pays off and they're a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope you learned something cool today. And like I said, this completes the look, so thanks for viewing, and make sure to go ahead and subscribe so that you know what's going on whenever I upload more videos and you know what's happening. And yeah, so thanks for viewing. Thanks guys, bye. Or kind of rung it doing it going to be, oh, it is what it is what I thought it said. What do I do? What do I do? What did I do next? Look at it. What did you do? What did I do? I think I did eyeliner next. Where's my mascara? What? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. So now that the lash glue has dried a bit more, I like to take my my voice. So now that the